Hello all. Today we are going to learn about the decisions in C++. While doing programs, we may face certain occasions that we have to check a particular condition and then do something. We know that such a checking is taking place in the case of loops. But then apart from that, suppose there is no loop, but you have to do something, but you have to check a condition, then there will be some other options, right? So decision making statements are there in C++. There are different types and we'll see one by one each. The first one, so in this lecture we will discuss about two statements. That is, one is if condition and the if statement, and the other one is if else statement. Okay, first we'll see how it works. First we'll think about the if statement and how it is syntaxed. If it is a single statement, it is how we write. That is, we write the if keyword, then you in the bracket you write the condition. It can be anything like if y not equal to 0 or z less than or equal to 10,000 or something like that, some condition. And then you have to write the statement. So this is okay if you don't have to open the braces and close the braces if you have a single statement only. Now suppose you have multiple statements, then you have to write the same if along with the condition, then you have to open the braces, then you have to write as many statements you want. Need not be two statements, it can be any number of statements, and then you have to close the braces. So this is the syntax of if statement. Okay, now we'll see how it works. So it can be easily analyzed using a flowchart, right? So you have the test expression, then if there is test expression decides whether it is true or false, whether the condition is satisfied or not. So then if it is true, then it goes to the statements, that is body of the if. Then we can exit. So if a particular condition is satisfied, it will pass over to the control will pass over to the body of the if, that is the statements, and then after the execution of the statements, it will exit out. But suppose if the condition is not satisfied, then what happens? It will not go through the statements or the body, then it will exit at that point itself. Okay, so this is how an if statement works. Now we'll see a simple program just to understand how it works. This program is to print a number is large if it is greater than 100. Okay, so there should be an option to enter the number and it will check whether the number is greater than 100, and if the number is greater than 100 it will print that the number is large. Okay, and if it is not, then nothing will happen. That is how the if works. If it is not, then it will get exited, it will get out of the if statement without doing the statements. So we'll see. First, I hash include IOStream we have to write. Then we have to integer main. I started the main function, braces opened. Then x, there should be a, I'm going to enter a number. So there should be a number to be declared. So I declare the number as x. So int x. Then it should ask a question, enter a number, right? Then after that, what should be there? Yeah, there should be a provision to enter the number. So that is satisfied with the statement cin. So cin x. So in this statement, I can enter a number through the keyboard. Then it will check if x is greater than 100. If it is so, we have to write the statement and the statement will be executed. So I just started the braces and wrote there the number. My style of writing is this, that I want to write it as so. Suppose if you don't want to write this in this way, you can just write the number is large. Okay, but I wrote this as the number. Then I put the insertion operator. Then I put the number x. So whatever the number, suppose the number I end up is 20. Then it will show that the number 20. Again, it has to show, write as strings, that is large. So this is how we can write that, right? But it is not necessary that I have to write the statement in this way itself. You can write it in your different styles. So you can write either the number is large, so then you know need not write x. Okay. This is one way of doing it. So there is only if the condition is satisfied, this has to be done, then nothing more. So then I can close the bracket braces. Okay, so this is a single statement program. So even if I open, if I don't open the brace and close the brace, that is fine. Next thing is you have to return 0, then end the program. Okay, that is it. I hope you understood how this program works. So this is a very simple program to understand how a if statement works. Now we can see another another statement for decision, because this statement has a limitation that if a particular condition is satisfied, you can do something, but if it is not satisfied, you cannot do another thing. Okay, so there is an there is not there is no option for that. That is, if a particular condition is satisfied, you have to do, else what have to be done is not there in this particular style. So we'll see that option also. So, but that is satisfied within another statement, another condition, that is if else statement. We'll see now that. So this is if else statement. The syntax is if the condition, then braces open, the statements you want to write, then braces closed. Then there is one more option, that is else. If this condition is not satisfied, that is else, then open the braces, then you can write as many sentences you want in the under the else. Okay, so now I'm not speaking separately about single statement and multi statement. Now you understood how you have to work out if you have a single statement. It is not necessary that you have to put the braces here if you have a single statement alone. Okay, the same situation is here as well as here. Okay, so this is the syntax for the if-else statement. Now we'll see how it works using the flowchart. So in the flowchart, you have the test expression, and if the test expression is satisfied or the condition is satisfied, that is if it is true, it will pass to the control will pass to the body of the if, and then it will exit. But suppose if the condition is not satisfied, that is if it is false, then the control will flow to the body of the else. So after else, there are several statements. So control will pass over to that part, then it will exit. Okay, so there are two different ways of executing. That is, if you have if the condition is satisfied, you have to do something, and if the condition is not satisfied, then also you may be having several uh, statements to execute. Okay, so this is how the if else statement works. Now we'll see the same program which we wrote in the previous section, that is in if, along but in a different way, that is if how it can be done if we have an else if else statement. Okay, this is again to print the number is large if it is greater than 100, but if it is less than 100, you can print the number is small. So that is the advantage here. Okay, so I integer main, then braces opened, then I have the x variable declared, then you have to see out, then enter the number. When you ask the number, when it asks the number, you can enter the number using c in x. Then you have to check the condition. So if x is greater than 100, then it has to write see out the number x is large. Okay, so next is else. Okay, else if the condition is not satisfied, then it will see out that the number x is small. Okay, so you have an option like that also here. Then we end the program by return 0, then close the braces. So this is how an if else statement work. Okay, so I hope you understood this clearly, and if you have any doubts, please ask, and thank you very much for your patient listening.